saga began war. Psych, hell nah. Began war. I draw first, gonna be the first to set it off. That's my shit. Hold your own nuts. Hold your own nuts. It's time to hold your own nuts. I don't know about you, I learned that at a young age. Probably earlier than a lot of people. I learned that shit at a young age. Man, you gotta hold your own nuts, man. I ain't get taught how to piss in the toilet shooting at Cheerios and shit. Nope. I know there's a lot of people out there that's like that. Like they grew up in the era where they walk into the corner store, you know, for their moms, for their people. They walk into the corner store at a young age, 6, 7, even younger sometimes. You got a note, you got a note, you hand a note to the cashier, to the store dude. And then you bring back you know what I mean? You bring back the bread and the eggs and the milk and shit for your mom or your grandma. Like they teach you that at a young age, how to hold your own nuts. Or here's another one. Boom, get outside and play. Don't be running in and out of my house. You get outside, boom, you get in a little fight with your homeboys, with your friends or something. Motherfuckers learn quick. Don't come running in this house tattletelling. You get in a fight with your cousins or some shit. Don't come running in the house tattletelling. Nope. Yeah, don't come in this house trying to come tell on somebody. Trying to be a snitch. Don't come running in the house telling on nobody. That ain't gonna do nothing for you. You gotta learn to hold your own nuts. You gotta learn to hold your own. Fight that battle. Some people learn this later in life, which I ain't even gonna lie, I feel sorry for them ones. Cause they think that, they often think that the tangibles, or the labels define them, hold the weight, hold the moral, like make them be a quote so-called good person or what have you, and you be like, man, like it's traits that only the bottom possess, only the less fortunate possess, uphold. Like that's what I've realized as I've gotten older. I'm like, oh, okay. When you don't have to, like, boom, is a perfect example. When you don't have to, when you ain't been conditioned and disciplined to follow such rules or laws or what have you, Like that being somebody be taught that, you know, look the other way on that law, like that law don't apply to you. It's like how can it build structure? How can it build some type of, you know, alignment? It ain't gonna happen. It rarely happens. If I can't say it ain't gonna happen, cause shit, you know, it could be a shot in the dark, but I'll say it rarely happens. It rarely happens with, if you don't have to follow these lines, you don't have to stay in the lines. Why you going, you know what I mean? Why you going to form a, you know what I mean? Shall I say yeah, you're not gonna walk in the lines often. Like you gonna stray out. You know, you're gonna be swerving and shit. You're gonna be fucked off throughout a lot of it because you don't get pushback. You don't have no. It's kind of like when you take your kid to go bowling. You got to use the guardrails at first. Because if not, they just going to keep fucking gutter balling. They just going to keep gutter balling. But it's like when you have a certain group or what have you, of people that don't have to, you know, follow along these guidelines, or, you know, we basically live on two different societies, two different worlds, but we coexisting with each other. That is very crazy. We coexisted with each other, but we live in two different worlds. One has to abide by the laws, and the other one, they basically like be the citizen police, damn near. Like they could break laws right in front of the fucking police, and it just gets overlooked until they are forced to hold their own nuts on shit, cause it comes back and bites you. That's what a lot of people, I believe, fail to acknowledge about the system that they're in. I was just speaking about this recently, like, and I said it a while ago. I'm like, it's very ignorant. It's very ignorant of a government to ask you to pay taxes and abide by laws, follow the law that they don't follow, or they don't pay. They don't pay their taxes. It's very crazy. That's crazy as hell. And they seem to think that the cycle of using you at their expense, so they could stay up, and the bottom just gonna continue feeding the top. They think that's just, on autopilot. Like motherfuckers just got a pillow. They could just kick back. They could just kick back and be like, I ain't gotta, this gonna last 100 years. And then I'm already grooming the next wave into it. Yeah, we got this. We got this. Like they just put the shit on cruise control, and like they think it's like foolproof. Little kinks come here and there, little, you know what I mean, malfunctions come here and there, and they think just throwing a little Band-Aid, a little quick fix, does the trick. And it's like, that ain't gonna work when you're dealing with shit. I'll go deep, man. Like when you dealing with God's jewels, man, that ain't gonna work. That shit ain't working. For real, Gunner, that shit ain't working. You can't play God, man. But anyway, back to the fuck shit. Motherfuckers is realizing that the system that they done created to constantly supplement themselves at the expense of you is only coming back to harm them and forcing them to hold their own nuts, man. Forcing them to fucking step out of their comfort zone and actually feel this shit. Or shall I say, what would they say? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh man, I always look at that as funny as hell. It's like, damn. It be the laziest motherfucker that be saying shit like that. Sloppy motherfucker. It be somebody that ain't got a lick of athleticism, ain't got a lick of like hard work. You could tell they just stand on the sidelines, arms folded and shit with a clipboard or a whistle wanting to tell on people. They ain't never a player in the game. They like it be the motherfucker that's managing the artist, managing the singer or the rapper or the talent, period. You be like, damn. What's crazy is, man, growing up, I ain't even look at it like that. Like you look at your favorite players, Iverson and Kobe and them, and you be like, and we used to even put up Phil Jackson and them. We ain't had no Popovich and we ain't even look at them like they could be racist or they could be on some fuck shit. I never looked, at least I didn't. I never looked at them like that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's their coach. And these niggas is, you know what I mean? These niggas is the stars. But they all, a team. Everybody is a team, right? Everybody a team. That's what I came to realize is that you grow up, I always use my analogies of, grade school and shit, man. Back to like school and shit. Like you grow up noticing that it's different. At least I did. I noticed that it was different levels of like how people learn, how people compute things, how people, register, concepts and how they read, pronunciations, all of that. You just notice that, right? As a classmate, going to school and shit. And as far as me, I was one of the ones that was excelling, even in some would say, difficult circumstances outside of school. I still excelled inside the public school systems through the grace of God, through the love of God. But back to the equation of how people it's different levels. You notice this, when we all youth, when we all young, you notice different levels, different skill levels. Boom, y'all all playing kickball and shit. You see one nigga is a star, you know what I mean? Or a couple of niggas is a star on the kickball field. You can even see the fuck shit in the lunchroom. This nigga's a star, class clown. This nigga, he's a star in the lunchroom too. Even a star in the recess court, when the bell rang and shit. But when it come to actually actually performing in the classroom, you know, the main reason why we all fucking there. Like, we don't go to school just to fuck around and fuck off, right? When it come to that, they know where to be found. They actually are not even a factor. They're not even a variable in the damn equation. Like, they know where to be found. And then that nigga, well, what they do? What's the answer to number 12? What's the what's the answer to number 23? What's the answer? You know what I mean? Say, bro, I can get a pencil off you. Can I borrow a pencil? They ain't even prepared. I say that to say this, man. I use analogies of youth because these is when these shits first start. You could see that's why it's important as parents, you know, or guardians to, you know, teach their kids from young how to maneuver through this earth. Even if knowing you know, how you was raised, it got you how you are, but you notice that your way is even wrong. So you're like, man, I'm gonna do it against the standard, you know, the fucking Disney way, you know what I mean? It's like the protocol, the American way. How every household, every family is doing it. Like, I'm gonna do it this way. Like, even if you gotta do that, like, it's just important to align your, you know, get yours in line with those jewels, with, you know, with the, to me, it's righteousness. It's just, it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. But back to the analogy, like, I just say that, you know, boom, you had a cats that you know, they'd be worthless, you know, asked out, like, just straight up just failing, you know, a failure. They okay with getting a C, you know what I'm saying? They okay with getting a C. That type of motherfucker. You see this when you young. That's why I say, like, it don't stray away from that path as motherfuckers get older. If it do, like, it ain't no high percentage of it. Like, you can see a person's traits, you know, work ethic and all that from when they was young. And it often snowballs into, you know, more dysfunction, or in the system that you living in, you'll see that oftentimes most of them already have a I want to say you know, like they already got a business fucking plan in line. You know, they already got the shit in line because you know, their bloodline was already on that type of time. Like, the whole shit was degenerate. So we just gonna be some cockroaches. We just gonna be some scavengers. The whole time they you know, upholding labels and shit, images and shit, you know, just false, you know, bunch of just falseness, you know what I'm saying? Bunch of things that it's just mask. They do shit by any means necessary, you know, cheating, lying is the culture. Lying is a big part of a motherfucker like that. Speaking of this is what just came to my head. Cause I done warehouse work for years when I was younger. Warehouse work, right? And you be on a particular part of the warehouse, you know, you might be on this part of the line, or you might be a picker, or you know, you staging or whatever. But you working alongside a team, right? You working alongside a crew, particular crew that you work with day in and day out. They might shuffle y'all around, especially if you black. If it's two of y'all over there and y'all over there getting it, shit, they don't like y'all being, you know, entertaining yourself. They want you to feel like it's work. You know what I mean? They don't like you when they don't like when you over there having fun. So they might split y'all niggas the fuck up. But anyway, you working on this crew and shit, and oftentimes I could say, you working with a crew, you working with team members that, you know, don't hold their own weight, man. Like they basically know you a star though. They know you know what I mean, you're efficient. They know you getting it. You don't got no problem lifting these 50-pound boxes. You don't got no problem driving a pallet jack. None of that. You get what I'm saying? They see it and they envy that shit. They envy that shit. You up here trying to make $1 around people that don't even like that you are good at making your money. Like it ain't looking like work to you. You fit, you know what I'm saying? You physically fit. They over there sloppy. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gotta work as a team. Like y'all in the staging area, y'all gotta bump out these pallets, y'all gotta load these trucks. So y'all working as a team and shit. Y'all got your assembly going down, getting it down. But you elect yourself as a leader. You elect yourself as a leader because you realize, you know, you got some weak links on your crew. And you ain't the type to complain or bitch about it. You just elect yourself as a leader and take quarterback, and you know, you take control of the situation in a positive, in a respectful way. But all while you're doing that, your crew members, you know, that you are sitting up here, you know, performing this synergy. One is one or two. It's always one or two that'll be like complaining, or a nigga be on his phone or going to the bathroom every fucking 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You know what I mean? It'd be some fuck shit. Boom. Day's over. Fast forward. Day's over. End of the day. But y'all about to clock out. Supervisor or whatever, shift leader, or whoever the fuck walks over, you know, checks y'all production. Boom. Give y'all a star, right? A nice shiny star, right? And he tells you, y'all did a great job. And you like know damn well that niggas been, you know what I mean? Been riding on your back the whole time. Been riding on your back the whole time. Pause. But at the same time, you ain't one to bitch about it. Especially, look, this is a side note. On a side note, fucking, as a black man, just as my experience, if I speak up about it, I might forfeit my whole position if I speak up about it. If you speak up about any kind of injustice in the workplace, you might forfeit your whole position, your whole income. We don't need you no more. You know what I mean? I've had it happen. True story. I've had it happen. You be like, damn. And all I did was just speak up like, nah, it ain't, you know what I mean? It wasn't even on no like trying to throw somebody under. Fuck no. It's like, I could say I've spoken up about, like, I think we need to get new mops or something like some shit like that. I think we need to get new this, new. Hey, yo, you got another pair of gloves? Where's your old gloves? Oh, they right here. It just be some control shit. Maybe that's a bad example, but it wasn't even on no throwing nobody else under. Like, I'll actually speak up for the whole crew. Ain't that something? I'm the type that you'll hear the others bitching about it, and I ain't even gonna sit up here and go back and forth with you. I'm not joining with the crew sitting up here bitching. I don't join with them. So I hear what they need. They want new gloves, you know what I'm saying? They want another vest, they want another hard hat. This is a warehouse environment, so you know what I mean? Whatever, like they bitching about these things, man. We can't even get another pair of gloves. So boom, I go to the joint and get a whole pack for all of us. You know what I mean? All the while you're the one that step up as a leader for your whole crew, because everybody else pussy. All the while you go do that, the ones that you just did that for is working against you. They working against you. That's crazy. They hoping you slip up. They hoping something fuck up, something. Because they see you stellar in your performance. You there early, you know what I mean? You bring your lunch. You ain't on that fuck shit. We ain't going to Burger King every day. Nope. I'm pocketing their money. And then I'm putting it into some shit that I'm building. Yeah, they hate when you like me, man. Like you lit. Like I ain't one of them ones that be like, oh, I ain't gonna be here forever. I don't even gotta tell you that. You could tell I ain't gonna be here forever. You could tell this is a stepping stone. I'm using this little income for this. Yes, it's paying my bills, but I'm building up to something. I'm working on something. This ain't no end all right here. Oftentimes you're overqualified around fucks like this. Like people that literally cannot hold, you know what I mean? It ain't no, you know what I mean? No bone in their body that'll tell them like, oh, I could run this, I could run something. They'll never step up and be like, shit, I want to be the leader. And that's okay. See, I'm not shitting on them folks. I'm not shitting on the folks that can't be a leader or whatever. Don't have that the leadership, traits in them. We shouldn't shit on them. Not at all. Not at all. Everybody has a role. Everybody has a role to play. And, we equally need it. You know what I'm saying? When the only thing I'm talking about is when there's friction, because what's crazy as well, like, yeah, you'll have your issue with a corrupt leader, but you also have corrupt workers too, corrupt, you know what I mean, team members as well. Like motherfuckers that literally will just ride your coattail. And that causes issues. That causes issues within the team, That causes issues within the team. Nobody want to fail. Like, we've been doing good 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Boom. You all right? Ain't nobody got to share no personal business. Ain't nobody got to do all that, but shit. We want to make sure that our team stay on top. We the A team over here, nigga. Like, shit. You was 5 minutes late. What's up? You all right? Oftentimes, the nigga that can't hold his own nuts is not able to take accountability, take criticisms. They'll speak on others, though. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's very fucking weird. Me even speaking about this right now, this is something that you can't even count on happening in real time at no workplace or none of that shit. Like, man, shit, do what you do over there as long as you don't, you know what I mean? And all the while, I'm preventing. Like I'm so fucking calculated. I don't even say much to you, so you can't even say I said something to you, if that makes sense. You can't even. You can't even, like, it's everything so uniform. Like, I bring my lunch every fucking day. You know what I mean? No, you ain't see me walk to no bathroom. No, you ain't see me do this. My shit is so uniform. I be setting so uniform. I set alarms on my shit. Where I need to be. Where I'm going to be. Not everybody's like that. Maybe I'm over the top, but shit, that's how I am. It don't feel over the top to me. If you on the outside looking at me, maybe you'll be like, man, this nigga's a little bit too serious, lighten up. And it's like, no, nope. Because soon as I lighten up, you going to try to trick me off my position. And it ain't even about no soon as because it ain't going to happen. But I already know that, shit, I'm playing for keeps. You just a crew member. We on the same team, but you know that I know that there's another game going on. I know that there's another war going on. I know it is. I can't be no fool. I can't get played like no fool. I just can't. I can even say I've tried to save others. Like, man, I see them starting to do bullshit, and you be like, man, like, yo, nah, don't even do that, man. Or you see, look, here's one. Like, it goes along with the lines what I just said. If you speak up about something, oh man, we need new gloves, you know, or what have you, or whatever. Like you might risk your position, man. They might get you up out of there. You complaining, they might flip that whole shit. Like, it ain't even about gloves. They said that you a disgruntled employee. They say that you a, problematic team member. Like you don't work well with others, and they might flip the whole shit. You be like, damn. Or a big one that I've seen plenty of articles or what have you. News articles on the YouTube of black women and black men speaking of, like, when you just be to yourself, when you just, doing you, when you just doing you, you know what I'm saying? Straight north and south, that's what I call it, straight north and south, man. Like, all business, never personal. And fucking, they look at you like, oh, you are antisocial. They'll just draw up a whole narrative on you. She stuck up, you know what I mean? What's wrong with her? Shit like that. And you be like, damn, man, I come to work, do my job. I ain't got no problem with nobody. I hear you over there, bitch, and I seen you steal this or that. I don't give a fuck though. I'm not one to go get you know what I mean? Do you. But that same person, they feel bothered by how you are though. You holding your own nuts, you know what I mean? You peace. You getting it how you live, you know what I mean? And that motherfucker is bothered by you, by your whole get down. Like, they hate that, you just say one word answers. You just like, good morning. Oh yeah, y'all have a good one. You know what I mean? You just keep everything north and south. I always laugh at this shit because I didn't know that people, like, you dealing with adults can be like so like it's like a headache. It's like worse than kids at times. You be like, damn, I didn't even know all that was forming over there. I ain't even know all that was cultivating over there. I ain't even know. You niggas is supposed to be grown, but all this is bubbling over there. What the fuck is going on? I had no idea. Yeah, he takes too longer breaks. he took too long of breaks. Like what? How does the leader, the one that the one that actually knows how to run the machine, how is he taking all the breaks but the production is happening? So nobody else knows how to run the machine but the one that you are accusing of taking too long of breaks. But there's production happening though. So somehow there's a ghost, there's a glitch in this fucking scenario, this statement. Like the work is getting done, the other team members are just hands. These niggas are like how motherfuckers say on the court or the field, and this nigga's just a cone. You know what I mean? And I'm carrying this nigga. But boom, he get caught, and then he jam me up, say I'm taking too long of breaks. Fuck out of here. It's a crazy world, man. But you gotta expect shit like that. You always know when you a star when you walk in, man. I know I do. I know I'm a star when I walk in, man. And that's not even on no conceited shit. You know, I'm not that type of human being. Confident, yes. Conceited, that you could say it at the same time as I'm not even coming from that wavelength. But yeah, when you know you a star, when you know you a variable, you know, a major fucking factor, like don't ever dumb yourself down on this shit, because it's a lot of motherfuckers that know you that too, and they can't hold their own, so they need you. But we also living in the times of motherfuckers is prideful, like they can't admit these things to themselves. And then things will run much smoother if everybody just played their position. If everybody just played their role. Like, no, you not a leader though, nigga. Like, I know you know, you big as hell. Like, but you all air, nigga. You're hot air. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just block for me, my nigga. That's it. Just block for me. Please. It doesn't mean you're pussy. It doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers just be. And this is how you know that it's like projecting. It's like your own. Man, you got to deal with that before we can work as a team. Please face these demons or whatever the fuck you dealing with. You know, so you can hold your own. I'm going to hold my own, right? And then we're going to come together like Voltron. We're going to come together and we're going to do this thing. But if not, shit, I'm going to be holding my own over here. And please don't try to think that you're going to come crimp my style. Don't think that you're going to throw a booby wrench or whatever the fuck, a banana peel or none of that over here. You see what I'm saying? I'm already looking for shit like that. We already know that you're going to come back and do that shit because you can't hold your own. We already know that you can't hold your own. That's why I had to take the leadership role. You know, play the quarterback. Just I gotta think for you. What made me think? I just thought of it when I said that, man. It made me think of back then when fucking black women would breastfeed white kids. Breastfeed the woman slave owner or whatever the fuck kid. It's like, damn, the bitch didn't even want to breastfeed her own kids or cook or any of that. Remember, many don't burn no chicken, that type of shit. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. And then I grow up in a society, I grow up in a time where there's steady running with y'all lazy and pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and it's like none of that is true. Like y'all don't even live around us. One, to be saying this shit, you saying this shit from a safe place. You don't even live around us. You saying shit like that from a safe place, and then when you do get around us, you see that it's the complete, like you need me. Hey bro, can you lift this? Seriously, I'm teaching you. And I ain't even coming at you on like you shit or you whatever. Like I'm not even looking down on you. Like I'm actually honored to help fellows, help people. That's what, yeah. I'm sure plenty of these groups can say they've never ran across no black American that is this a shitty attitude and a horrible team member. See what I'm saying? Somebody that just rides your coattail and, any chance they get, they trying to throw you under the bus. Like, fuck no. If anything, these niggas is trying to, like, delegate the whole thing, like, so we all can eat, so we all can have a good 8 hours, so we all can get off 40. You niggas is trying to undercut, and all while you trying to undercut, shit, man, it's coming back and biting you. And I feel sorry for you because it's like, damn, like you don't even got to do that. You could play your position. Like you could play your position, man. The kicker there has to be somebody to kick the field goal. There has to be somebody to, you know what I mean, run and grab me my water bottle. Like it's simple. You ain't the star. Excuse me, your leader, your paint motherfucker in there right now, he know that. Yeah, he know that. I think that's what he read in them files. Like, he know that. This was his first term, yeah. The first time, yeah, he know that. He seen some shit he ain't want to see. Oh, those is the true people of Israel. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Damn. So, but anyway. It's cool knowing that I didn't know this. If it was people that knew this when they was younger, I don't remember learning this in school. And I paid attention. I paid super attention. And I just don't recall ever hearing about the amendment of, descendants of slaves and, how we're, like that was them acknowledging that we were American. Like no longer property, no longer less than cattle, like, or whatever, 3/5 or whatever the fuck of a human and shit. Like they actually acknowledged that we were human and we were actually an American citizen. Like, and for us to hear that in such a time as this, like that's no coincidence. And for anybody that has an issue with that, like these other groups that are being kicked out of the United States, like you can't be mad at us on that type of shit. You definitely can't be coming at us. Like, you adopt the ideology of this system anyway, white supremacy. Y'all try to line up. See, that's pussy as it is right there. You see what I mean? How many of you done been in environments where everybody got their cliques, right? You like being around who you like being around. You vibe with who you vibe with. But a lot of times it be vibes of fuck shit. It be group cliques of fuck shit. Like they only cool with each other because they both on fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these motherfuckers never even been to prison or jail, none of that. But they don't know that they doing that type of politics. It ain't that extreme. They got buku guns, but they ain't busting nothing. They wouldn't shoot nothing. Everybody got tattoos. It's all an image now. Everybody could just be a put on their favorite costume and step outside and look hard and all kind of goofy ass shit. And it's like, man, I ain't even worrying about you, bruh. Have a blessed day, man. Seriously. Cause look, we die right here. I'm always gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't feel like I'm untouchable. We die right here. Your people is gonna say, man, he was a good person. He would have gave the shirt off his back and all this fake shit. And it's like, say I live. I'll tell the police that. I'll tell the judge that or the jury that. Like, I don't believe that. Sorry, I don't believe that. today, that day, he was on antagonist time. He damn near was suicidal. I could say he was suicidal. Yeah, he didn't love himself. He didn't give a fuck about you or your kids or none of that day. And that's how it is every day with people. I don't know if people want to admit that. They'll throw out these deterrents, these things to deter you from the truth. These cloaks, these masks and shit, saying, "Hey, I'm a father. I got a kid. I've been at my job 30 years and all this shit." And it's like, nah, nigga, you just on autopilot. You're really you really on some fuck shit. You really on some fuck shit. Yeah, it's just funny that that's exactly what had happened though. It'd be the people that be the straight up antagonists. They go poking the bear, go and poke the bear, and then die. Right? How they got the memes floating on the social media, Instagram and shit. Somebody walk into the Chinese food store talking big shit, and then boom, get offed like that brother that fucked with the young. Yeah, it was a situation I seen on the internet some years ago. I think it was years ago. Yeah, it was in the Chinese food joint, and the dude walked in there, and I think he was arguing with the little dude's mom, with the teenage black dude's mom, about being in line and shit. Yeah, and then he just stole off on her. He just started like mopping up his mind, and then the young boy just fucking went and came and knocked his shit off. He wasn't expecting that. He wasn't expecting her son. He thinking the son is just he thinking they soft targets, man. He thinking they soft targets, man. But boom, long story short, boom, dude's up in the heavens, up in the skies now, And it's like, man, you can't be maneuvering like that. I spoke on a live about that, like, it was called respect culture. Like, yeah, we should respect each other's culture, but respect should be a culture as well. Like, see, I always go back to the elementary days. Like, they teach you this shit when you little, Don't touch the stove, it's hot, Say hello when you walk in the room, hold the door. Say excuse me, wash your hands, it's respect. And I always tell my people, as I've gotten older, I notice adults be veering away from those things more and more. Like the most elementary shit, they veer away from it. The older you get, it's like it's a chore to do the necessity. That's all I need from you. It's a chore to do that. To show me respect, it's a chore for you because you got so many other barriers now. You got so many other bias and variables that's causing you to look at motherfuckers with a side eye. And it's like, damn. And I'm not even against having prejudices. That's the thing. I'm for having prejudices. Racism is not a prejudice. I'm for having people having prejudice. I'm for discrimination. I discriminate against shit all the time. You have to. You gotta know. You gotta put limits and boundaries up. You gotta know what you allow and what you don't allow. Oftentimes it'll expose. It'll expose because these things change as you get older as well. I'm a firm believer in, yeah, you might have thought this way when you was that age, but now, fast forward 10 years, now you think this way. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that as well. That's growth. Shit, that's what that is. So yeah, I discriminate against things all the time. So it's like, but like I was saying, it'll often expose who you got around you. Like, You know, it expose your position of where your stance and where you at, who's around you. Like, man, I think I done outgrew this fucking equation, man. I'm gonna let them hold their own, man. I think I done, like, that's how that go. But a lot of people don't even take heed to shit like that because, we running on fake love and shit. People like to say I love you and it don't be no actually supporting details behind it. It just, you know what I mean? It don't be no real. I just always looked at, like, when you love somebody, loyalty has to come with it. Matter of fact, loyalty is first. That's how I look at it. Loyalty is first. Like, you can't possibly fucking love me if you don't love yourself, and if you don't love yourself, I mean, you don't love the Most High. Like, it's some order in this shit. You ain't loyal to yourself, therefore you ain't loyal to your maker. You can't be loyal to your kids. You can't be. It's no way. All that shit is false. You running on autopilot. You doing what somebody else said to do. You teaching your kids exactly what Tom, Dick, and Harry is teaching their kids. That's what you doing. Like, you ain't got no loyalty or no love. Especially if you ain't willing to go against the grain, go against the narrative of shit. Like, you want to just sit on your hands and not speak up. Or, this is common right here. Most motherfuckers all of a sudden get a light bulb over their head once they hear somebody else speak about something. Or now all of a sudden, once they see you jump up and speak up for the group, for the crew and for the group, now they want to attach to you. They want to tether to you and be like, yeah, this is what we want. We, like, damn, what the fuck is going on? Now all of a sudden they grew some nuts, grew a pair, to stand up for what they believe in, or so-called what they believe in, because it really don't be burning in their soul. Fast forward a year later, this nigga ain't even talking about that. That's the reality of shit. Yeah, fast forward, you know what I mean? Time passes, the person ain't even on that shit no more. You still on the great fight. You still on a good fight, you know what I mean? Like, you progressing, but you know what I mean? You still stand for what you stand for. A lot of people they ain't standing on nothing. That's what it really disappoints me. It hurts me, actually, It actually disappoints me. It actually hurts me. And I don't know if people would admit this. I don't know if any people will admit this. I don't know if people will admit this, that being in an environment like that, such as this, where, there's, like, integrity is not very, it's not prominent, you know what I mean? It's not valued. In a society where these things is not pushed, it's not the culture. Respect is not pushed. It's not the culture. Integrity is not pushed. It's not the culture. Just all around looking out for fellow man and woman. Like, that shit ain't pushed, man. That shit ain't pushed. But what I was getting at is, I don't know if many people would admit this, that in a society with that climate, with a climate such as that, such as this, it grooms a lot of, you know, like turtle shells. Motherfuckers like to, tuck away, like squirrels. You know how squirrels get theirs and then they go hibernate. They go stash they shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what this type of society is grooming. It done groomed people to retract away from, showing any type of, gratitude for fellow man or any of that, because it's like, I don't believe you. Nah, I don't trust you. Hey, back up, bruh. You know what I mean? Everybody's just on one. Everybody's on one. And like how I always tell my people, I actually enjoy these times because it's like now everybody is on my type of time. Everybody is on, and mine was cultivated off of being in an environment where, it could be poverty and shit, and, we just all, we all living in a crazy environment, so you just got crazy shit around you. So, you just gotta have your mom's teaching you shit that you don't really understand, but you grow to understand it because you be like, oh, okay, this is why she taught me that, or this is why my uncle taught me this. So, you know what I mean? Or a lot of it, like I always say, my generation, we was raising ourselves as far as the man shit. Yeah, we was raising ourselves as far as the, all that brotherhood shit, all that, Yeah, and oftentimes we would get emotional like a motherfucker with each other. If anybody denies that, I believe you're lying. It's like shit. We used to. We used to fight all the time. Me and my people, me and my brothers. We used to fight all the time. Yeah, we cool afterwards. I mean, that's gonna happen, right? Amongst men, it's gonna happen. But one thing why I say emotional is because it be over like dumb shit. Like, you know what I mean? It be over. It don't really be over no fucking righteous shit. Like, it ain't no production happening through that shit. It's total destruction. That's why I say it's just all a matter of motherfuckers just being emotional. But also, during those times, we learning how to hold our own. We learning how to hold our own, you know what I'm saying? Hold our own nuts. Niggas is learning, they learn how to stand up for themselves, stand up for what they believe in. Cause everybody in your crew, or your clique, or whatever the fuck, you don't be on the same wavelength. As the older you get, yeah, your wavelengths tend to, deter even more. You have one or two that'll be on some more mature type shit, and then you have the other one, this nigga sitting up here still talking about, oh, I'm trying to get me a whip. This nigga trying to get do some whole corrupt shit. I'm talking steal a whip. I ain't talking about buy a whip. Like he trying to jack something, like, and he'd be like, damn, like. Then you got your leafs. I've always noticed this in personalities. Like, you'll just have people that just go with the flow, man. They just go with the flow. it's like they don't have no Put it like this: if they do have a plan in their mind, they're not gonna step on the stage. They're not gonna grab the mic. They're not gonna say nothing. They waiting for you. What you gonna do today? It reminds me of that cartoon Pinky and the Brain. What we do today, Brain? This nigga asks you every day, what we doing today? What you trying to do today? It's like, damn, you don't know what to do, huh? Same thing we do every day. Try to take over this motherfucker, nigga. Like same thing we do every day. We work, sharpen our skills. You play your position though. You gotta play your position though. I'm big on that, man. I'm very big on that. That's efficient. That's important. Any coach, anybody that plays sports would tell you that. Like motherfuckers, as soon as somebody step out of line and try to, it's like mad fucking Chiefs. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. Yeah, like it just becomes y'all niggas get beat 69-7. True story. You got a whole team of LeBrons, whole team of Kyries. Everybody got handles. Everybody got defense, mad layout package and all that shit. Y'all niggas get beat 69-7. True story. Like, how is that possible? That means every time. Look, that means at one point, every time y'all inbounded the ball. A couple of you niggas was arguing. Y'all was arguing about who gonna take the ball out. That's how that go. That's how that go. They get the rock. They get possession. Y'all niggas ain't even playing defense. Why? Cause y'all arguing. Y'all over here bitching about why this nigga ball hogging. Cause when it's like that, boom, ain't nobody passing. Ain't nobody fucking passing the ball. When you on a team with like just straight everybody Iversons, everybody Kyries and shit, or Melos, nobody want to pass the ball because he need the ball. I ain't passing that shit. And they'll score whatever they're scoring 1-on-5, of course. They'll score, but is that helping the team? Fuck no. Fuck no, that ain't helping the team. Like it ain't allowing everybody to flourish. It ain't allowing everybody to bubble. Everybody to get their stats up. Everybody to actually play their position. Cause what that starts deteriorating the integrity of the squad. You start having a nigga say, I ain't eating, man. I ain't eating. Or he might throw another nigga in the mix because it's always a leaf, right? It's always a leaf that'll be like, man, yeah, we ain't eating. Like, oh, okay. Now it's a two-headed nigga, huh? Y'all a two-headed monster? Dumb and Dumber, yeah, Dweeb and Dweebette. Oh, okay. Both of you niggas is thinking the same way, huh? This is common. There's like fucking 8-head monsters walking outside right now. There's 8-headed monsters. There's like people don't say nothing and tell like, I'm voting for this. Me too. Everybody's a me too ass nigga. And you be like, damn. Don't nobody think for themselves. But they couldn't. They didn't. Look, fuck the couldn't. I'm going to go deeper. They didn't have to. They didn't even have to. Now the whole shit is going down the drain. Now the whole shit is going down the drain. They actually voted for this nigga thinking that he's going to fuck over particular groups, particular people. All the while, they voted for their demise. You see what I mean? And now you realizing that you needed the motherfuckers that he's getting out of here, and you can't hold your own. The farm industry is taking hits. All this shit, these different plants and corporations taking hits. It's like, little do you know, man, the only people, see, when it was all good when it wasn't bothering you, right? That ain't my problem, right? Like, that's what I never understood. I hate that equation. That, and that's what MLK was talking about. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. So you got motherfuckers that's literally sitting kicked back with the pillow, comfort, autopilot, and they're like, that ain't my problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, long as it ain't me. And then when it ain't, look, when the narrative just somehow gets tweaked, like the channel gets changed to a different motherfucker, to a different programming, like, it's still us. Niggas don't understand. Like, it's still black Americans. We still under the same bullshit. We ain't never, yeah. That's the thing. They don't understand. We conditioned in this shit. Our grandpops, our grandmothers done conditioned us in this shit years ago. Our whole lineage is conditioned in this shit. It's like, you can't pull a fast one. Oh yeah, the grocery store is going under. Oh, I'll show you how to do this. We got this going right here. How you think a lot of this shit done formed? These is facts. People think this shit just came out of thin air, like, oh, y'all niggas just was like, we know how to run we just gonna make you the farm equipment. Like, nah, that ain't how that went, bruh. That ain't how that went. You know that ain't how that went. Cause look, you can see how you are right now. You can see, like, what? You're not no innovator. You're not no fucking inventor. Yeah, you run the patent office. Yeah, see what I mean? Just like you the record label exec and all that shit. Like, you own the shit. You know what you was doing. That's somebody that can't hold their own. It's actually, it's weak. It's weak. And you see, nature is taking course. Running its course, and it's playing out how it's gonna play out. Motherfuckers, that's what I've always been taught as well, is that people be fearing, thinking that we're gonna uprise, just wake up one day and it's like, man, let's get them. Let's jump them. It's like, man, niggas ain't even worrying about you like that. Long as you don't fuck with us, that's it. We ain't even worrying about you like that. We ain't even worrying about you like that. Like, if anything, we are moving on the type of time that we just want to have a peace life, be able to come and go as I please, eat what I want, not be fed the shit that you know what I mean? All these industries that you own, you know what I'm saying? You own every fucking thing, Be able to raise up our families, raise up our kids, just live a peace life, like laugh, smile, breathe. To sum up all that, I always use the word breathe. Like, it's like a breath of fresh air when that's true freedom. Like, when you ain't under some grid that you up here required to vote for, no matter which side. Each side ain't for you. So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've never agreed with anybody and nobody can debunk me when I say that. It's like, neither one of them are for you. Neither one of them was created for you. Neither. None of it. You are a piece, you know what I mean? Like, meaning you're the commodity. You're the dollar. You're the first stock. You're the, you know what I mean? Yeah, in order for all this shit to transpire, yeah, you were the piece. You were the jewel. Ain't that something? We're God's jewels, and we truly here on this fucking earth as well. We're the reason why we have things like a doorknob or a washing machine and shit like that. And people, they got this running narrative: you low IQ, you lazy, you this, you that, and they got all these other groups following this shit too, because they can't hold their own nuts. You know, they got to follow along with the. That's the trait of a fleer. That's the trait of a person that can't hold their own nuts. They didn't fight against their government. They didn't, you know, they ran. They come to where it's already paved, right? The road is already paved. The fields is already tilled. Everything is already done for you. And then have the nerve to also push the, you know, you a buffer class, so you pushing the bullshit of fuck black Americans, fuck foundational black Americans. That's what we call ourselves now. And they hating that like a motherfucker. They hate that because it ain't no play. You can't play with the words. Words always matter. Fuck Black Lives Matter. Words always matter. Yeah, you can't play with the words. Yeah, but I had a nerve to, you know, be like running with these narratives and, you know, even pricing you out of neighborhoods, pricing you out of, you know, discriminating you out of jobs. And like I said, I'm for the discrimination. It actually builds callous. It builds your courage, your strength to fucking go get it, you know. And no, you ain't got to strap up. It ain't always got to be violent. But it builds it up to fight. It builds it up to, hey, man, we got to come together, man. Fuck bumping heads with each other, man. As you can see, there's a war going on. So, you know what I mean? No, we don't need you. I'm already the chief. No, we don't need like 6 chiefs, bruh. Like, you know what I mean? You got to stand down. And then, boom, you got to understand, there's with a chief, with a leader often can see it when another leader comes up. Because I don't know about you, I've had to work with several foremen. I've been a foreman, and then I've had to work with other foremen on a major project before, and we all got to come together and, you know, make this shit crack. Yeah, as a foreman to a senior foreman, you know, you got to learn how to play your position. You know, you got to learn how to step down, stand down. A lot of people have a problem with that, man. I didn't know it was like that as adults. But at the same time, I'm not stupid because I seen it in the traits as a kid. I seen it as a kid. It was hard for people to just, you know, it was hard for, you know, your friends or your family or whatever, you know what I mean? Your peers to just stand down. Like, everybody gets 2 popsicles, everybody gets 2 cookies, you know, and then this nigga is mad that everybody got 2. He actually wants 3, so now he's trying to go take yours. Like, I just always looked at that as crazy. It's like, damn, nigga. And you gonna fuck it up for everybody. Next time, nobody gets cookies. Nobody gets a damn icy because of you. And you gonna be happy. Look, you gonna be happy about it because you a fuck. You really like that on some like, hey man, if I don't get 3, nobody gets nothing. And it's like, that's gonna be your demise then. The doves is gonna fly, the trumpets is gonna blow, and motherfuckers is gonna be like, shit, long live such and such. Like, and we gonna keep it moving. Like, because it's like, I always tell people shit at my funeral. Don't be like, oh, he would have gave his shirt off his back to anybody. No, he wouldn't. Don't ever say no shit like that. Like, not this nigga. Nope. Like I'm what you call somebody that will help. But if it's on some shit like I'm sitting up here sticking out my limb and you'll chop my arm off while I'm handing you the rope, fuck out of here. Like this whole time you trying to chop my feet, my foundation from up under me the whole time. I'm thinking that we working as a team, but shit, I done wisened up. My people done already schooled me on that too. That's what I'm saying. These groups is realizing this shit. That you gotta hold your own nuts. Like Black Americans can show you that. We can show you that. Anytime y'all around us, you can see that. We moving on a whole different type of time. Whole different type of time. Yeah, we showing you respect and shit like that, you know. Niggas might laugh, ha ha, and kiki or whatever the fuck with you, but at the same time, you gotta know it's a bigger picture in this motherfucker. It's like we're the only ones that know how to operate in this system. Everybody else, shit, y'all try to, you know, hold you holding a white man's dick while one holding his nuts, you holding his dick. You know what I mean? We over here looking at him like, look at these motherfuckers. They just don't know. They just don't know. And then boom, here it is. We right here in the moment right now. And this happened before. This ain't the first time in history when these things happen. I'm just living in it now. I'm alive to see some shit like this now. So you're like, damn. And then they're like, help us, please help us, and all that. Nah, nigga, you was just like you the motherfucker that goes and runs and tells on people. You the one who is voting against. Like you, I know, cause you can't hold your own. You can't even think for yourself. I know. Trust me, I know. But what you gotta understand is you gotta humble yourself. When you like that, you gotta learn from the people that is, you know, familiar with this situation, that is conditioned with the situation. Like don't you know jump on the bandwagon of the enemy, you know, to bring us all down, to tear my people down. Like nah, you got to step back and humble yourself and be like, damn, they really ain't even doing nothing to us. We cosplaying them as it is. Shit, you know, my little nephew and niece saying nigga this, nigga that. I don't really like them saying that, but I do like Wu-Tang. I do like Kodak Black, you know, whatever the fuck. I do like NBA Youngboy. You know, everybody just cosplaying our whole culture and at the same time hating us. And then at the same time, you aligning up with your enemy as well. But you don't think so because, you know, y'all fought to be that as well. Y'all, you know, everything's about a census. Y'all fought to be that on the census, and you're like, now it just all comes, it's like all tangled, it's all fuck shit. You can't possibly be standing on nothing if you know, you're an opportunist, you know what I mean? You're like, I see it all the time on the road, like soon as there's a gap, and you can tell they're not even looking ahead, you can tell that they're not even fucking looking ahead. Like that's a dangerous driver to me. You're not looking ahead. You're not even that's why you have your 3-car, 4-car fucking pile-ups because of shit like this. But anyway, boom. Like they'll see a gap and then they hurry up and swim in front of you, right? And then another gap, they swim back over. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, how old are you? How old are you behind that fucking wheel that you got to keep doing that? Like it's bumper to bumper traffic. Motherfucker, like we're not going 60 miles per hour. There's no large gaps. It's rush hour, and you're steady swimming back and forth through the lanes. Like how degenerate is that? I don't give a fuck how fast your vehicle is, or because you really didn't have that. I actually had to brake for you. You didn't have that. I'm on defense. That's why. If I was a nut like you, if I was a fucking space space cadet like you, I would have rammed straight into your shit. See what I mean? Shit like that. Like, you don't even look ahead. Like, you didn't have it. Like, you know that the traffic is not moving. Like, what are we doing? You got back over it all because you didn't even look ahead. You're thinking that was, I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's like, have some, like, you know what I mean? Respect for others on the road. I don't know how many of you can relate to this. Is that it's like you're on the road with strangers, right? And they don't even care about themselves. You got motherfuckers driving semis and ramming straight into shit because, you know, they so cool. You know, they got the autopilot on, the cruise control and shit. You know, I'm talking just degenerate shit. Be on IG on the phone, you know, just total comfort. I talk about this all the time. We living in like super lax for the wrong reasons at that. Be relaxed and shit at your home with your kids and shit, with your wife. Don't be relaxed outside, man. And that goes even with just showing respect, just having, you know, looking out for each other. Cause look, if it wasn't on a lax climate, if it wasn't no lax environment that we living in, it would be more people looking out, like instead of having their fucking phone out when you see something about to happen. Because 9 times out of 10, like in a situation that just happened, the dude that was on the train and he stabbed that white lady. I just think that's crazy as hell. There's that many people that were sitting on the train and they seen this nigga. They like I know there's nobody that could have like actually foreseen, you know, on some like what's that Tom Cruise movie? Yeah, Minority Report. Yeah, I think. You know, like you ain't like got no post, you know, no precog. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, precog. Yeah, like I know ain't nobody got that type of, you know, skill or whatever. But you know, maybe the person wouldn't have got like 6, 7 stabs into the person, or even her. Like she's on the phone, and I don't know about you. I don't like nobody sitting behind me. That's what I said when I saw that video, but a lot of people don't move like me. A lot of people don't move like me, man. Matter of fact, people that know me, they often say you too serious. you need to lighten up, shit like that. And it's like, yeah, right. Fuck out of here. I don't like sitting with the door behind me. I don't like sitting too far away from the door. I gotta see an exit, John. Yeah. I peeped this motherfucker, watched us walk in. We're in a restaurant. We up here looking nice and we coming out to eat. You know, spend our hard-earned money to get a good steak dinner, and these motherfuckers is watching and judging as soon as we walk the fuck in. It's like, man, is you paying for my meal? Don't worry about what the fuck going on over here. Unless you gonna say hello in a genuine, respectful way, shit, man, keep your eyes to yourself. Keep your thoughts to yourself. People think this freedom of speech shit means, you know, just, which none of it is ever positive, you know what I mean? People think freedom of speech means that you could just run around saying nigger and it's freedom of speech. You can't do nothing. It's like, stop it, man. You're forgetting the number one rule on this earth. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to self-preserve. We definitely going to protect ourselves, motherfucker. Like, yeah, everybody ain't going to flash on you for some words or whatever, but there are people that will. The whole internet culture as it is, people be in the comments, that's all you see. It could be a super positive video, and then somebody comes out and And then you always see this comment right underneath that comment. They'd be like, I was looking for this one. And then it'd be the comment of somebody saying some whole other fuck shit, some narrative against the positive video that somebody posts. Like, this kid has a 3.8 GPA and, he's 16 and got a full ride scholarship. It'd just be some super positive shit. And they're like, no, I think he's on, no, that's steroids. No, that's, you'd be like, damn, the fuck is going on, man? That shit is funny to me. And it's like, if these conversations would happen in the DMV, in your local DMV, that would be chaos. But it won't, because most of the people that do this shit online are not doing that in person. They're not saying all that shit in person, in your grocery store, in line, or none of that. They're not. They're not. And these are often the people that are riding on the grid. They make sure they vote. They make sure they got their new Halloween fucking decorations coming up. Make sure, they got Christmas already planned next year. Next year we're going to Vermont. We're gonna go on a cruise. And there's nothing wrong with this shit. All I'm saying is it becomes, they're on autopilot. It's monotony. It's not even, to me, it's not even real. You're not even a factor. Like, I could say, oh man, we're gonna go this way, and you'll be like, all right. Like, how many of you do that? Like, you can go outside right now and go downtown and just run somewhere. Just start running, another way. And the motherfuckers, 9 times, if you get a big enough crowd to watch you or whatever, pay attention to you, yeah, they'll run with you. You'll catch them for a little bit anyway. The sheeple, the sheep. Like, it's very easy to do shit like that. Like, and that's what you're mainly around. You rarely are running around. You're rarely coexisting around people that think for themselves. Yeah, hell no. Like that, her thought is like her thought, his thought is like his thought. Nobody's really standing on nothing. Because 9 times out of 10, nobody wants to stand on nothing really on their own. Mainly because of the backlash, that comfort, that discomfort, shall I say. Yeah, that discomfort, that island, you know what I mean? Nobody likes that island, that discomfort. Nobody really likes that shit. And I could say, on the note of that, as I've gotten older, I've noticed that that island is actually, that shit is actually is sought after. It's something that you need. It's actually bliss. That island is actually bliss. Isolation is imperative. Like it's all about preserving you. It's all about preserving you. Once again, it's all about putting up limits, putting up boundaries, what you do like, what you don't like, what you do fuck with, what you don't fuck with. Like, all that shit it matters. Separation. Holy. I didn't always know that. Holy means separate, set apart. But anyway, hold your own nuts. Peace.